Okay, so big update in the reptile room. I want to update you guys on everything going on in here right now. Just wrapping everything up. So one thing that we had to do is empty the dirt from all of these PVC enclosures. Okay, they were full of soil. It's a lot harder to take the dirt out than it is to put it in. And what we're going to do now is, which I've done it to some of them, just silicone everything. So we are siliconing every single one of these enclosures. That should have already been done, but what happened was it wasn't done, and I thought, what's the big deal? Maybe it's not a huge deal. Well, it ended up being a problem. So what happened was I would mist all these enclosures, and the one on the bottom would stay wet. It wouldn't dry off, and so that was the issue. The top one and the middle one were fine. They would, because the excess water would drain down into that bottom one, and it stayed too wet. So we are emptying all these and siliconing them up. I only have 4 more. Everything else has been siliconed. All of these are siliconed and filled with dirt. This one's full of dirt. These two still need dirt, but they've been siliconed. So only 4 more enclosures, and man, it is not the fun part. And then we lost all of our storage in here, and we need storage, like shipping supplies and feeding supplies and just things that you need in your reptile room. So this is what we use. This is actually everything that you see here, the shelving and everything on the walls is just things that was left over from this build. So didn't cost us anything, and we built some awesome shelves. This cart can be rolled away. But yeah, we put in some shelves here. We've got our tubs, we've got shipping supplies, and this can hold a lot more here, which is great. It looks good, it works good, it holds a lot of stuff, and we built it out of scrap. So what I'm gonna do next is take everything off of it, and we're gonna paint it. So yeah, we're gonna paint the wall, we're gonna paint the shelves, make it all look uniform. And then another thing that we want to do, which might be in this video, is we want to put some walls up right here and cover that insulation. That way, when you look at this wall, that way from the window, wrapped all the way around here to this wall, all the way around, we'll have more of that finished look. And then the next step, this isn't going to come yet, but maybe this season, we got to put some walls up here around the sink, make the sink a little bit more functional. It's hard not to splash water and all that stuff. So that will come eventually. So that's the plans to finish out this room, finish out these enclosures. We're going to be ordering some cork bark. I always have people asking me where I get cork bark from. And so I'm going to show you guys where I order it from for the best prices that I've been able to find. And yeah, so that's the goal. Finish these up, get everything absolutely finished, because we have so many babies hatching out. Very excited about this package right here, you guys, because this is kind of what I need to finish all these cages. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. So what you're looking at here is probably about 70 pounds of cork bark flats. So pretty amazing, you guys. If you know anything about cork bark, you know how expensive this stuff can be. And even when you find a really good deal on it, it's still expensive. And well, one reason for that is because it's a natural product. This is like when you buy a bottle of wine, the cork we're looking at the same thing here. So this comes from a tree. This is the bark, and I believe it replenishes itself like every 7 years or so, and then can be harvested, something like that. So there's a company called Maryland Cork. Highly recommend it. I'm not making anything off making this video. Like there's no affiliate thing or nothing. If you want to tell them Rose City Reptiles TX sent you, then go for it. But we get it from Maryland Cork. And from what I've found, it is the best place to get cork bark. You can specify what you're looking for. You can get rounds. You can decide how thick you want this to be. This is like 1 inch or less thick. You can get it like 3 or 4 inches thick. But like I said, then you can choose the diameter of your rounds. It's great. And then they fill up a box and they ship it to you. So I believe the flats were $4.99 a pound. You know, so like I said, cork bark is not, it's never cheap, but it's a lot more affordable than going out and buying a couple pieces at a time, where, you know, at a reptile show, this single piece might be 15-20 bucks, right? And with Maryland cork, this was probably a couple dollars. So it's a lot cheaper. And when you're doing 30 enclosures like I'm doing, and cork bark is my favorite thing to use, I love to stack this stuff up, you know, and it gives the tegus great places to hide. You stack it up in the enclosure. We're going to do some of that in this video, where we are getting the rest of these enclosures ready, because we got babies hatching like every day. I know you guys have been enjoying all these hatchling videos, but we're mixing it up and we're going to be getting some enclosures ready. So I've been waiting for this cork bark. So yeah, we got about 70 pounds of it here. Yeah, I think this box weighs like 35 pounds or so. So yeah, this is great. And so yeah, we have the glass for the enclosures, and now we got the cork bark. And I like the cork bark because I actually enjoy the pieces. So every piece is unique and every piece is just beautiful. Like, it's so incredible. And the reason why I like using cork bark, one, like I said, it gives the tegus great places to hide, but it also gives your cleanup crew, isopods, your isopods, your springtails, they will make a home inside of this very porous material. It doesn't mold. It's fantastic. I love it. So, and like I said, I'm always excited on cork bark day just to see all the pieces and start stacking it up inside the enclosures. So we're gonna get to that. And then, as you guys saw in that time lapse, we got this thing painted and put together. I still want to add some trim to the window and stuff, but we got it all functional and looking good. But yeah, you guys can see this is our new storage area that we built from scrap material from the enclosures. And then we got the glass. Now I am short a few more pieces of glass because I didn't measure something right. So we've got one enclosure down here that doesn't have glass, and this one needs one more piece. So we need 3 pieces of glass. But other than that, everything's done. Now that we have the cork bark, it's all done. All right, I'm gonna put this camera down and we're gonna start getting these bad boys completed. I'm excited about cork bark. All right, we got our last enclosure finished. Look at it. It's going right here behind me. The good thing about PVC is that it's light. Now, you guys saw we used plywood for all of our new enclosures for those couple videos that we made. You guys go check those out. I use plywood because PVC is just insanely expensive. The price has at least doubled over the past couple years, and it just wasn't affordable to build all of these in PVC. That sucker. At least this is the top one. Yeah. Okay. Good. Alright, we're not gonna slide it all the way over yet. I don't mind. It's the top one. Alright, so we got a new enclosure in here, and like I said yesterday, we got all this cork bark, and now we are starting to put it in the enclosure. Before we can put the cork bark in, we have to get the soil moistened and ready, because, you know, we put it in here dry as can be, and it was, you know, which helped with transporting it in here, but now there's the task of getting it where you need it. So having to add a lot of moisture to the soil, get it all ready, and then I'm going to show you guys kind of what we do with this cork bark. Underneath all the pieces that are touching the dirt, I add sphagnum moss. You guys see all that sphagnum? So these 3 pieces all have sphagnum moss underneath them. That helps with holding in that moisture where they're going to be sleeping at. So where they spend a lot of their time is hidden underneath this cork bark. And so between the heat in the enclosure and then that sphagnum moss holding on to moisture, it'll make it to where I don't have to mist quite as often, but it also just retains that humidity super well. And then I take a couple pieces like this. I'm not putting them directly under the light because this is going to be the main basking area, but I am putting a couple pieces just to add to this surface area of the basking area, so they can climb up here, get closer to the UVB. So yeah, so that's kind of how we're setting up each enclosure. So now you understand why we need so much cork bark, and hopefully this is enough here. So we got it in here. So yeah, we just have to do this. Got my nephew here helping out every single week. But the reason we're getting all these enclosures ready is because we have a lot of eggs getting ready. We have a lot of clutches about to start hatching. If you guys remember, we are collecting eggs like crazy. Well, we're about to they're about to all start hatching like crazy. So that's why I want to go ahead and just get the next 6 enclosures completely ready and set up, so that when the babies hatch, I'm ready. So I can just get them out of the incubator, hatch them out, make a video for y'all, because you guys have been loving the hatching videos. And yeah, so that's the plan. Get these ready, and that way we can be ready for the all next week when babies are hatching every single day. Who's ready for that? I know I'm pretty excited.